Grand. So hello everyone and welcome to today's webinar, Introduction to Shielding Design for Linear Accelerators. So my name is Abby and I work alongside Dr. Mohammed Galal at Blackrock Health Hermitage Clinic, and I'm really delighted to be moderating today's session. So today we're just going to be taking a look at what this course offers and what it entails, and this includes its structure, the learning objectives, and how it can support your development in radiation shielding and medical physics more broadly. I'm especially happy to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Mohammed Galal. So Dr. Galal is the head of the Physics Department and Radiation Protection Unit at Blackrock Health Hermitage Clinic here in Ireland. He has over 20 years of experience in medical physics, and he's been instrumental in designing and commissioning radiotherapy and imaging facilities, not just in Ireland, but also in Egypt and Malta. So after completing his master's and PhD in medical physics, he worked as a lecturer in Cairo University while also providing clinical support across major hospitals. And since moving to Ireland in 2010, he's been leading and advising on complex shielding projects, including for linear accelerators, cyberknife systems, and CT scanners, and more. He brings a wealth of practical and experience and technical knowledge, so we're in great hands for today's session. And we're also going to be joined this evening by Alice Pavey, the Managing Director of Oncology Systems Limited, the UK and Ireland sales agent for Nelco Worldwide. So Alice will be speaking at around 6:30, so make sure that you're around for that. And I think that's about it. But before we dive in, just to note, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, just feel free to put it in the comment section and I will keep an eye on them throughout. Sorry, a few more people are joining and I will get to them at the end. So just any questions you have, we'll get to them at the end when we can. And I think that's about it. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to Dr. Galal to get us started.
Thanks, Abby. Thanks for this introduction. And I'd like to thank BIMHub for the invitation as well. And thanks everybody for spending the coming hour with us during this presentation. And hopefully you find it useful and gain some useful information about this one. So today it will be mainly to discuss about just make sure you can see my screen.
Yeah, we can see that there.
Perfect. So today we are going to go through the course contents and what exactly going to be done in this course. And we are going to have the insights in this insightful look at this course and what exactly you are going to learn from this course and how to join us across this course. So the contents of the today's session will be about the course outline, learning outcome from this course, prerequisition, who should take this course, benefits out of joining the course in BIMHub. And then we are going to have our guest speaker, Alice, and then we are going to go through the course fees, how to register, and when the course starts. And at the very end, we have a question and answer session. Okay, for this course, because it's intensive one, so we are going to split over 2 days. So day one, we are going through the introduction of radiation shielding in radiotherapy. So in this day, we are going to, or this session, we are going to discuss the basics of the radiation shielding in the radiotherapy. Why do we need to have radiation shielding and the principle of radiation shielding and what exactly the outcome of the shielding, the optimization, and we are going through the main radiation principle, radiation protection principle like ALARA and dose justification, optimization, and those limits and all of this. And this will be around 1 hour. Then we are going to go through the radiation source in bunker. So what exactly radiation sources in the linear accelerator bunker? So we're going to go in details and discuss the primary radiation and scatter radiation, leakage, neutron, all of these in details, the source, how to shield, and the everything about those things. And then we're going to discuss about the shielding materials. So what exactly, what materials are common in the bunker shielding, which is better in what, and if you have this situation, what you can use, and regarding the cost and effectiveness and all of this. And this would be a 3-hour session. Then we are going to go through the methodology for shielding calculations. So we are going to go through what do we need to do for shielding calculation for primary radiation or primary source, discuss the primary barrier, secondary barrier, maze, direct door, neutron, sky shine, and all of this from methodology, from basics of the how to calculate all of this. Discuss different factors, workload, and occupancy factor. All of this we are going to go through in details and discuss the half value layer, 10th value layer, the concept of the calculations. And this will be like 2 hours in this session. So overall, for first day, it will be 6 hours. The second day, we're going to go through the radiation, leakage, and measurement techniques. So in this case, or this session, we are going to discuss about what you are going to do once you have a bunker. So what you need to do as a surveyor around this one, as radiation protection advisor or radiation protection officer or medical physicist. Where is the point that you need to be keen during the radiation shielding, and what you need to do, which dosimeter or which survey meter you can use, sorry, and what you need to do maybe after the survey. You can just stick a couple of dosimeter for temporary time, like a week, month, or 3 months. So what is the best thing to do for this one, and how to generate a report overall. Then we are going to make a 3-hour session about the core of this course. So the core of this course is to how to do it practically. It's all about the practicality. So all the above sessions more or less are theoretical. You can find in the textbook, you can go through this one in different reference and all of this. But sometimes you can say, okay, you have the book, but you don't, when you try to apply it, you find something, some ambiguities, something you need to, it's not clear for you how to calculate this or how to do that and all of this. So because I believe every bunker is unique, even if you have same bunker or mirror bunkers in your facility, everyone should be calculated separately, because you can have like one bunker surrounded by different areas than the other one. You can have one bunker to be the main bunker for a special practice like TPI, or main machine for VMAT or stereo or something like that. So you need to calculate every bunker on its own. So it's important to go through this one and do some examples. Like we are going to do example together for primary, for example, and secondary barrier and all of this. And also in some situation you have like a brand new building. So you can, in this case, you can calculate the thickness. Sometimes you have a replacement. So in this case, you already have a bunker, but you need to validate or calculate those behind the bunker. So what to do in this case and that case. So after that, we are going to have 90 minutes hands-on. So in this session, we are going to split over different groups. So we are going to have like small groups, and we have every group will assigned with different layout and do practical hands-on. So in this session, we are going to, when you do it yourself, you might find it's some question came to your mind you never think about. So it's always good to have a hands-on and a practical session to discuss. After that, we are going to have like a wrap of meeting and questions and answer session. And then we are going to make a discussion about the whole course, feedback, how to improve, because I believe all the time there is a room to improve. There is some deficiency can be improved. So it's always important to hear back from everyone. So overall, it will be 12 hours course. And then we have like exam or assignment at the very end. And whoever going to do the assignment, it's a certificate will be issued, and this is an optional. So it's something optional, it's not mandatory. So learning outcome from this course, by end of this one, participants will be able to understand radiation shielding principles, apply radiation protection standards, select appropriate shielding materials, perform shielding calculations, design radiation therapy bunkers, conduct shielding verification and radiation survey, enhance problem solving and discussion making and decision making skills. So this course will equip medical physicists, radiation safety officers, and engineers with skills to design, assess, and optimize shielding for linear accelerator. So it's not only this course will be like not one way course, it will be two ways, or actually it will be a group discussion as well. As I'm going to explain in a couple of slides ahead, it's like a limited seat course. So, and this will allow people to have a proper discussion and share experience with each other. So to be able to attend your course is this or join this course, the prerequisite some educational background, like you need to be like degree in medical physics, radiation physics, biomedical engineering, health physics, or related field. Also, professionals with relevant experience in radiation therapy and shielding design. You supposed to have the fundamental knowledge requirement to gain the most benefit out of this course, like some basic radiation physics, radiation protection and safety, linear accelerator functionality. So you're supposed to know the ALARAs and how the LINAC works and to be able to gain the maximum benefit out of this course. So recommend skills of course, if you have like a clinical experience, it will be great because like that you are going to understand exactly what's different between this technique or that technique, what's different between Linux that doesn't do special modality like IMRT, VMAT, and what the other Linux can can do the VMAT and other IMRT modalities. So also it's supposed to or recommend to have some shielding familiarity of shielding calculations, like you know the use factor or occupancy factor, and so on. So again, who should take this course? This course is ideal for medical physics physicists working in radiation oncology, radiation protection officers responsible for shielding, and also radiation protection advisors, biomedical and health physicists involved in LINAC bunker, and engineers, architects designing radiation therapy facilities. So what's the benefit out of this course? So as I mentioned before, it will be a very limited course. So maximum will be 30. So this to encourage people to share knowledge together, share experience together, learn from each other. So it will be a good opportunity for everyone to transfer knowledge and also discuss about the experience and different from different background. Also, as a benefit out of this course is the hands-on. So again, it's all about the practicality. You can attend a course and get lots of theoretical background or theoretical talks, but at the end of the day, when you start to apply, you find you didn't have the whole image or whole story because you didn't do it yourself. So again, it's hands-on training. And also by joining this course, you are going to gain access to private group in BeamHub platform. So in this case, you are going to have access to a specially designed group for this course, and you are going to meet together. And what's the benefit of that? Imagine that you are looking for somebody with some experience to do some independent calculation. You can find this in that private group. Also, you might find somebody in your country or your city. You can, for example, borrow a survey meter or neutron detector or something like that. You can share, you can ask a question. You can ask, sometimes we are struggling to find piece of information, But if you have like group of experts in one group dedicated for this kind of experience or discussion, you might find useful information, useful assistance from other people. Also, you can answer some questions for the some if anybody asking for any query or have any kind of question and all of this. So it's always good to have the discussion or discussion group that is mainly for professional like you in this course. Also in the future, if we are going to have this one in this course in the future, also whoever going to join in the future will join this private group. And also we are going to gain certificate of attendance. So once you attend the 12 hours course, you are going to, by end of this one, you're going to have a certificate for attendance for it says what exactly was covered in this course. As I mentioned before, as an option, we have a final assessment option. As we mentioned before, it's all about practicality. It's nothing to do with the questions and quiz and you answer yes or no and this and that, because at the end of the day, there is no absolute yes or no absolute no. There's no right and wrong, especially in this one. It's sometimes all about the assumption, about your feeling about the situation. So you assume this can be like that. You assume this would be like that. Scatter angle or whatever workload and use factor. Some people decide to use 0.25 use factor in this direction, but some other. It's all about your experience and your point of view. So the assignment will be, you're going to be assigned a Linux bunker scenario. Your task is to complete the dose shielding calculation using Excel sheet. And based on your calculation, generate and submit a final shielding report. Again, this is an optional, but it's a real case or real life scenario. After that, you will have like 2 weeks after the course to finalize this assignment with Excel sheet and the final report and submit it to BeamHub. We are going to mention this in the course itself. After that, you are going to issue a certificate of achievement, and this will be only as for those show that they understand the whole idea behind the shielding calculation. I think that's it from my side. I don't know if Alice joined us, Abby.
I think Alice has joined us. I think
Perfect.
yeah.
Okay, and let me stop sharing here. And if we can allow Alice to.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Hi, Alice. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, Mohammed. How are you?
Good, thank you. Can you share your screen?
Let me give it a try. It says I can send a request to share my screen.
Allow it. Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Let me know if you guys can see this. So,
Yeah, we can see that, Alice.
wonderful. Brilliant. Thank you for having me. Yeah, my name's Alice Pavey. I'm the Managing Director of Oncology Systems Limited. We're a radiotherapy distribution company serving the UK and Irish markets. And one of our partners is Nelco Worldwide. So I'll be presenting on their behalf just to give you a quick overview of what they do, as it's extremely relevant to the course that Mohammed is looking to run with regards to radiation shielding. So these stats I will let speak for themselves, but I'll just pick it out a few. Nelco have been in business for over 85 years. They have installations of radiotherapy bunkers in over 6 continents and have installed well over 3,000 volts. Safety is at the heart of everything that Nelco do, and that is backed up by a rigorous quality system. They're 9001 certified. Sustainability, although hard to achieve when concrete is your main resource, is something that they are certainly committed to doing, and they always try and find the most eco-friendly solutions. And it's something that's quite integral to the modular solution that we'll be talking about, but I will cover that in a bit more detail going forwards. Their corporate headquarters is in Boston. They have a European HQ in London, multiple manufacturing facilities throughout the US, and sales and project management offices all over the world. Specifically with the UK and Ireland, they work with ourselves, Oncology Systems Limited. They have a UK registered company here. They offer in-house engineering, architectural design, physics services, and specialty construction. All project management is very local to the project that they're working from, and they do offer physics and structural design as well. They don't have to. So with the course that Mohammed's looking to run, they will work with the physics if that has already been achieved and just do the drawings and the design to work with that physics, or they can work with you on that project. And they're the only company in the world that works with every sort of shielding material that is available. So rather than working with particular products, they work with the physics to achieve what they can, the shielding requirements for the space that is available. They have over 200 employees, and over 50 of those have been working there for over 10 years. They work in 5 distinct markets: Nelco, design and construction, medical, diagnostic imaging, industrial, radiation shielding. But the one that we're going to focus on today is, of course, medical radiation therapy. Here is just a small list outside of the US, so you can see exactly how many projects that they're undergoing. I've been involved in some of these specifically. They actually completed the Cyberknife bunker with Mohammed at the Hermitage in Dublin. They recently completed 2 radiation therapy bunkers in Abergavenny, which is the new satellite centre opening in for Cardiff. And ongoing projects would be a rather complex one in Harley Street, which is in the centre of London, in a Grade 2 listed building. They're placing a MR Linac bunker in the basement. So there's very difficult logistics, there's very tight space, but they are going to make it work, which is very exciting. And they are about to begin a project for 9 bunkers for the new Velindre Cancer Centre in Cardiff in Wales. But as you can see from that sample list, they have projects ongoing throughout the world, especially in Europe. Next slide, sorry. So the typical design build sequence, the physics design, which is what Mohammed's course is going to cover. And then you go forward to structural design, doing all the drawings, making sure that it's feasible. Then you go into the manufacturing stage, which is where it differs to concrete pour, because they manufacture all the modular blocks away from the site. Then the bunker's erected, the external internal finishes are completed. Then you're ready for your Linac to be installed. Then you can do your testing of the shielding and the physics and everything that's come before that, before you accept your Linac. I've got a video here. I'm not sure if it's going to play, but we'll give it a go. This is just a time lapse of a mega shield installation, which is the largest block that Nelco produce going up. So I'll just play that quickly so you can get an idea of just how fast and how different it is to a traditional concrete pour bunker. You can see the mega shield blocks going up very quickly. One bunker can be done in as little as 3 weeks, and they can also be done coinciding with other blocks going on. So you can see it's going up very quickly. The I-beams are going in now, and then they'll shield the lid as well. Now, depending on the physics that you've done, you can obviously have a plant room or offices above this space, and the shielding will vary depending on the usage and the occupancy rates above the bunker, but it just gives you full flexibility to do what you need to do. And there we have it. So just to go into a little more detail, if you're using the large block, the first row is installed, as you can see below. Then the second row, the high density blocks to achieve the desired shielding. The roof beams and the steel is then installed. Then the concrete is filled for the shielding around the roof. The block goes on. The high density block can then be installed, and then the exterior finishes are constructed. Insulation and obviously drainage, then the roofing. That's when you're ready for the internal finishes and for your linac to be installed and it's ready to use. So just to go into slightly more detail, the modular solution from Nelco comes in a few different sizes. There's the Mega Shield block, which is their largest block that comes in 5 different densities. They also have an Ultra Shield block, which is a smaller block. And then they also work with a lead block. They also offer a variety of doors, which can cause any amount of emotion. I know that in the UK specifically, doors are not very common, but obviously they are a massive space saver, and Nelco provide any wide range of doors, which I'll show in a few pictures of shortly. So the Mega Shield block, this is where most people ask, what's the difference between, or the benefits, sorry, of modular versus a concrete pour? The first thing I would say is if you're working in a small space or a difficult space, then modular becomes very, very competitive. What Nelco do particularly well is they work with you to determine what your internal dimensions of your room need to be, to make sure that your clinical team are happy, that you've met the specifications for your linac, and that you can work in that space. And then they take it to the external dimensions. What's the minimum that can be? How much space have you got to work with in the environment that you're working with? And then what they will do is they will use a combination of all the shielding materials that are available with the physics report that they've worked with you on, to design using a mix of the modalities that they have, whether that be the Mega Shield at different densities or a mix of the Mega Shield and the Ultra Shield to get you the space that you need. The other benefit would be time, because all the concrete is precast away from the site. You're not on the critical path of your build, and you're not waiting for concrete to be poured. The third would be accuracy and testing. Each block can be tested for any leaks, any damage to the block that was made during the curing process prior to it being installed. So each block is serialized, and it's proof of concept before it arrives on site. So you're not waiting for your bunker to be built, your finishes to be complete, and your linac to be in before the first time that you are testing the materials. So it gives you real peace of mind that you know that this will be a bunker that is appropriate. Nelco have never had to do any work on a bunker that's already installed because it didn't meet the shielding requirements and it didn't meet the testing. I'll come back now to sustainability as well. What Nelco do is they will make these blocks as close to the site, as close to your radiotherapy department as possible, always within 100 miles. So you are saving a lot of money on shipping. You're not having constant trucks pouring concrete in and out. It's all done away from the site. And then we'll move on to more on sustainability as well. These blocks, because of their interlocking nature, are all actually recyclable. So if you want to move your bunker and you want to reuse these blocks, then they are 100% recyclable, as opposed to poured concrete, where you might actually find that if you're leasing a site or you need to take it down, that it will cost you more than it did to erect the bunker in the first place. And finally, time, because you're not on the critical path, this can all be manufactured and made ready to go, so that, as I said before, one bunker can be installed in as little as 3 to 4 weeks. So there's just a closer look at the block. Like I said, they're all interlocking. It's a unique design patented to Nelco, and it allows for fast installation and, if required, removal. The eco-friendly nature we've discussed, and the strength and seismic structural integrity is paramount. They're each designed for each specific space. They come in 4 different standard weights of concrete, standard densities, moving up, and they can cover for all types of linacs and radiation that you might encounter in a typical department. Now, as was the case with Harley Street, if you are really tight on space or you need to increase the shielding in an already built bunker, then they also work with lead. with a tongue and groove design. It interlocks and it's very fast, and it takes up the smallest amount of space that is feasible whilst shielding effectively. There's some more pictures of the lead brick there. And yeah, like I said, it's a hybrid solution. They will work with the dimensions that you have to shield to the physics design that you have with the most cost-effective solutions that are out there. Everyone knows that the higher density material, the more the cost increases. So if you can have a combination of normal concrete with a tiny bit of high density concrete and avoid lead completely, then great. But if you've got to, you know, flatten out your primary barrier and you need to have a straight space, then they will work with that to give you a hybrid solution of what you need to shield effectively in the space that you have. As I mentioned, there are doors available as well. They come swing, sliding, bi-parting, and Nelco offer comprehensive support and training on these doors as well to make sure that they're out there. And they have thousands of these doors available and installed throughout the world. There's the swing door, and there is a slide door, but like I said, there's multiple options available. And that's a short overview of Nelco and what they offer from a modular perspective and shielding. Any questions or comments?
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Alice. There's nothing in the comment section as of now.
No problem.
If anyone has any, you can pop it in.
Yeah, actually, I remember Alice, as you mentioned, Nelco came and did the CyberKnife shielding in Hermitage here, and that was actually a bit of challenge because
Right.
at that time it was the room was actually designed to be a CT.
Okay.
So lots of workaround actually was done to be able
Yeah.
to have it suitable for CyberKnife, and actually it was a big challenge at that time, and that was back in 2013, if I remember correctly.
That sounds
And
good.
there was a published paper actually we did out of that, and it was published in 2015. And I remember they used lots of lead blocks, the one you showed in your presentation
Yes.
right now, and also a direct door with have a very heavy one actually, because we have no maze in this in that bunker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Just
No,
comment
like
about your presentation.
Thank you.
A couple of questions here for.
Yeah, I'm just having a look. Okay, I think there's one that is for you, Alice, but Robert is asking, how easy is it to change vendor of a Linux provider in a Nelco build, or can the bunker be reconfigured at a later date?
Absolutely. Depending on how the shielding was done for the original bunker, with Nelco specifically, they can put if Nelco have built the bunker, they can put in blocks that they already know are replaceable to take out to be able to get a larger Linac in, or an MR Linac or something. If you want to change it, then they will pre-configure it to have certain walls that are retractable and they can take down. If you're changing to higher energies, then it might be that you, as long as they understand the physics that it was built for and the energies that it was built for, then they can add that in as well. Or you can kind of build it to take what you might expect in the future. So if you're starting with a halcyon, you know you're going to go to a true beam, or you want to go to something else, they can shield it at the time, or they can kind of preempt that. I hope that answers the question, Rob.
And thank you very much. I don't think there's any other questions that are in relation to your presentation. So
no problem. I will click stop share. Thank you.
You.
Thanks, Alice, again. I'm going to share my presentation again.
Perfect.
Just 1 second. Okay, can you see my screen again?
Yeah, we can see that.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So how to register? So there is scheduled post in BeamHub will be post 10 minutes after this presentation. So I would say it will be at 17:10 GMT, and it will be with a link of the for the both the registration form and the pre-assessment uh, pre-assessment quiz as well. So keep an eye for this one. It will be published at exactly 10 minutes after this presentation. Finally, when the course will start, so we have day one scheduled for Saturday, 17th of May, and it will be 6 hours, as we mentioned, from 9 to 15 GMT. Day two will be in the following Saturday, and it will be same time, so 6 hours from 9 to 3 p.m. GMT. And the final assessment will be available after the course directly for 2 weeks, as we mentioned. If you have any queries or any question regarding to this course, if you remember anything after this session, please email directly admin@beamhub.org. And that's it for the course. I hope I cover the entire question about the course, but you are more than welcome to ask if you have any question, please.
Yeah, there's already a question in the chat box from earlier. So the question is, will participants have access to calculation tools, softwares, Excel files, etc., that can generate shielding proposals based on the layout and input data?
Yeah, thank you. No, actually, we are going to go through the calculation method itself, but nothing about the software. We are going to use Excel definitely because it's very common for and everybody can use it. But there is no templates, no forms, nothing. It's all about how to build it yourself.
Okay, perfect. There's no other questions as of now, but if anyone has any, feel free to put it in. We'll wait around for a few minutes to see if anyone has any questions.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would just to highlight as well for regarding the time, because I see people in the list here from different countries in the world and different time zone as well. So if you are a group of maybe 15 or something from same time zone, just liaise with BeamHub, and then we can maybe make another session especially for you.
Okay. And when people apply, when do they find out whether they were accepted in or if they were the first 5 or the second 5?
Yeah, for the first ones, like 10, I would say they are going to receive maybe in a day or two the confirmation. And for the rest of the applicants, it will be like within a couple of weeks. So the course start in 4 weeks time, so we still have time. The form will be available maybe till a couple of days before the course starts.
Okay. And the application, you said it will be available on BeamHub, and is there anything they need to know before filling out the application, or is it just basic details?
It's very basic, yeah, very basic.
Okay.
So, and the links will be in the announcement space. So that means if you have account on BeamHub, you're going to get a notification straight away. So as mentioned, it will be it's scheduled for 10 minutes after this session. So
Perfect. And I know a few people did join quite late into this, so it will be recorded. So it will be available on BeamHub, I'm assuming, after it's complete as well. There's no other questions as of yet, so
yeah,
probably good to finish it off.
Absolutely.
As Mohammed said, if you have any questions, you can email directly as well. I'm sorry, something did come through. Is there a deadline for any applications? And yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, not really. We don't have a deadline. We have we are going to leave the registration available maybe till a couple of days before the course starts. So I would say maybe 14th or 15th of May, because we need to have a couple of days or a few times before starting to liaise with applicants and make sure everything is on place and ready for the course itself. So I would say maybe 2 or 3 days before the course, the form will be disabled.
Okay, and then there's another question, but you touched on this already, but it's to do with the Excel sheets. Do you help to design that, or will there be a template?
Yeah, as we mentioned in this one, we are going to have like intensive hands-on sessions. So we are going to have like 3 hours work together in different layouts, different scenarios, and then you are going to work yourself for 90 minutes as a group. People maybe group of 4, 5, 6, depends on the number, and do the calculation yourself. And definitely, when you do the calculation yourself, you are going to get some question in your mind. You are going to ask question. People with more question are going to have more knowledge, more experience, and so on.
Yeah, so there won't be any templates, but you'll be helping them
Yes,
along the way to come up with them.
exactly. Yeah.
Grant. And then another question, how many days will the course be? They missed the start of the presentation.
No problem. It will be like over 2 days. So every day is 6 hours. Mainly the first day. The first day will be 17th of May, Saturday, and the second day will be the following Saturday. So there is a week apart from the 2 events, and the practical session will be mainly in the second day. So overall, it will be 12 hours.
Perfect. So 12 hours spread across 2 days.
Yes.
And there's no questions
Perfect. Yeah.
now. So
And again, if you have any question in the future or after this session or after hearing the records, just email BeamHub and I think somebody will answer your question.
yeah, perfect. So thank you everyone for joining us today, and thank you to Alice and to Mohammed for giving us them presentations. But yeah, like we said, email if there's any questions, and the recording will be available on BeamHub as well if you want to go back if you missed something at the start. But yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Abby. Thanks, everyone.